You like lists?
Sometimes. What's our list this time? Oh, so our list is our top 10 with honorable mentions Marvel comic covers. Tom put a lot of thought into his list. I did not. I did this within the past hour or so. But still, some good ones and some covers I genuinely like. So even though I did it last minute, I didn't totally half ass this. But Tom's got like special, he's got visuals for you this time. So I guess I'm going through my honorable mentions. Fuck, I didn't write that shit down. Hold on. Okay, so one of my honorable mentions is Howard the Duck, #3, the Master of Quack Fu issue. And this was done by Rich Buckler. Look at that fucking cover. That's great, isn't it? Yeah. No, Tom doesn't like it. Anyway, another one of my honorable mentions is this issue of the Fantastic Four, #258. See, there's Doctor Doom. He's ripping up the cover. And if you flip open that cover, that's the first page you can see through there where he's ripped it up. This whole issue is about Doctor Doom. So it's pretty cool.
I like that one better. It has nice composition and it's not so busy like the last one.
And look, the Fantastic Four's peeking through that little window.
And you see his reflection off his hand. It's good.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man's looking through another little one. I'm like, what's going on in here? Yeah, I tried not to pick covers where it's just people running towards the cover, you know?
No.
There's a lot of shit like that.
Like this one?
And then we have this one where it's Submariner and Hercules just pissed off at each other and fighting. And actually, Hercules just wanted to fight him because Submariner was like acting all down in the dumps like a bitch. So he says, "Hey, fuck it, man, let's fight." And they do. And I like this cover. It made me buy this issue. And my next honorable mention is the Man Thing cover. This is a Frank Brunner cover, and
Brunier.
you would think that a series like Man Thing would have a bunch of cool fucking covers. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But this first issue, thought Brunner like got a good pose here. It's good issue, but he's coming towards the fucking cover. You know, I went against my rules, but fuck it, I was running out of time. Tom was getting all frustrated and shit. But yeah, honorable mention. Then my final honorable mention again, Man Thing on the cover. This time he's fighting the Hulk. And I think, is this a Bernie Wrightson cover? Shit, I don't remember. Yeah, it is. No, or is it Mike Catula? I don't know. But anyway, I like this cover.
And those.
It's Bernie Wrightson. Yeah.
Those are Joe's honorable mentions. I haven't seen that Fantastic Four one before. I did like the composition of the page with the hand, and then if you said you could turn it over and it's the page underneath, that's pretty good. That was gimmicks before gimmicks were gimmicks. Joe.
Right. They would have had it die cut if they did it in the early 2000s or late 90s.
And holographic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Joe.
Scratch and sniff.
My first honorable mention is Man Thing #1, the second volume. I like the composition a little more of this one than I do the original #1 that you did, because the original #1 always reminded me of like, oh, they caught Man Thing whacking off and he's trying to cover up. But I like the big hulking guy coming out of the water with the fucking moon and the trees behind him and shit.
I
I
always
think
thought it was
it's
lazy on the background and the foreground and everything. The other one had all the vines and shit. Like he's actually in a swamp. Right here is what is he in the African desert or
well,
something?
this is the House of the Rising Sun, like that song by the Animals. You see,
Mhm.
it was good, but yeah, I like it. The art isn't the best, but just composition and what it's representing and all that. If like a modern day artist would take the same thing but draw it well, it would look fucking awesome. And that's why it is just an honorable mention. And then I have Deadpool 19. This was the comic that got me reading Deadpool. Again, I think it's good composition. I like the look of Spider Man there.
Is Spider Man
Deadpool.
like 16 in this issue or something?
Well, I mean, when you think of Spider Man, you're supposed to think of him as, a teen, even though he was only a teen for about 20 issues. But, that's normally how he's drawn and all that shit. So the background could have a little bit more going for it.
Or
It
anything?
doesn't. It doesn't, but I just really like the look and the pose of Spider Man right there. And then this one, classic, classic imagery, great composition, like how I commented on the fucking Doctor Doom, where you see the fucking face in the glove. Not a fan of McFarlane's Hulk, but like I said, that Wolverine doesn't look that great either. But it's an iconic, iconic shot that has been recreated many, many times better. But this is where it came from. So fuck you. And again, great composition, like a lot of these. Not a lot going on in the background, but fucking Better Ray Bill, Walt Simonson. If you like both those fucking things, how can you not pick this
This one
cover?
almost made my list, but I had a feeling it was going to make yours.
And it
Uh,
didn't, but it
out
was
of my
made an honorable mention.
out of my two Simonson Thor, there's this one and the one with both him and Thor like running toward running towards the reader.
That's a good one, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Thor fan. I like Better Ray Bill because he beat the shit out of him twice and didn't kill him. He's like, not even worth it. So for that standalone Better Ray Bill cover, and because it's a key issue, Joe. And finally, the only gimmick cover on here, Amazing Spider-Man 375, Mark Bagley. This is the fucking comic I tried to have Stan Lee sign, and he said, no, no, I didn't have anything to do with this. And I was just standing there as a little kid like, what? Fucking piece of shit. But again, good composition. And then you got the fucking holographic gimmick used, kind of cool, where it's just the spider webs and shit in the background. Granted, there were fucking 990 million of these fucking printed up, but it's still pretty fucking cool. And I like it. And Joe, those are my honorable mentions.
Pretty good, Tom. Pretty good.
Thank you.
At number 10, I have whatever Tom's going to click on here. Doctor Strange, Frank Brunner, yet again, because he was doing a lot of shit for Marvel back then. Uh, I think this was Doctor Strange's first series because before that he was in a book called something else, not called Doctor Strange. But yeah, I like this cover. You got all these fucking snakes coming out of that crystal ball, and there's death in that crystal ball. And yeah,
That bitch Apocalypse was trying, or what,
mhm.
Thanos was trying to fuck.
And it's all framed well. It's a good cover. Good cover, Mr. Brunner.
Little busy for my taste.
I
I'm
know you
trying
don't you don't seem to like backgrounds.
to. We'll get to that. Joe, my number 10 doesn't really have a background to
It's not.
it. It's Todd McFarlane's, what is that, 311? I can't remember if it's 311 or 313. It's one of those, but Great Lizard. I always thought Todd McFarlane's Lizard was the best because it looked fierce, like a monster. It didn't look like a fucking half-wit Goomba from Mario Brothers. And Spider-Man just looks in peril. You didn't really see blood on the cover of Marvel Comics, and there you go. Maybe he was just eating a jelly sandwich, and that's how they got away with it. But good composition, fan of McFarlane Spider-Man shit, and for my money, that is the best lizard out there. Joseph.
At number 9, I have whatever Tom's going to pop up here. Eventually.
Might have not have sent me a 9, Joe. Nope. I don't have a 9 for you.
Okay, at number 9, I have this issue of Captain America, and it is number 286. No, not that one. Wow, I have 2 Captain Americas. It's 230.
Do you have a picture of it?
I don't know how to put it on here.
I didn't know if you had one on your phone or something.
Fuck, I don't know.
It's all right. Who's in this? Why is this a key issue? Is this the
This
one
is
where
Captain
Life Field
America,
was big tits?
and he's just holding the shield, and there's a big ass Hulk fist coming out at him and knocking his ass into the wall. And I thought that was a fucking great cover.
Well, Joe, I wouldn't think of my number 9 as a gimmick cover, but it was. But I pared it down to 1. And for me, X-Men number 1, the Magneto. That's the classic picture of Magneto. When I think about Magneto, that's what the fuck I think about. And I think Jim Lee did a fantastic job on it. And I don't even really care for the X-Men so much. But that's a striking image, especially with all his magnetic shit or whatever filling up the background.
The background, yeah. That's a different one for you, for sure. So anyway, if you can see this, I don't know if you can or not.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my 9 there. Hulk's like, fuck you, Captain America. But anyway, my number 8 is this one where Wolverine is changing into the... He's infected by the Brood. His healing power, I guess, is not resisting that shit so well. And this one is like, I don't really like Mark Silvestri all that much, but he did knock it out with a few covers, and I think this one is one of them. Another one that didn't make my list is where Wolverine is crucified on the cover because they went to Kenosha, and that's what they do to muties out there, is they crucify them. But yeah, this cover, fucking great.
It's a good Shadow Hawk. What are we on? Number
8.
Number 8, that tells a story right there. That lets you know everything you're getting into. Some people will go with the fucking Tony Stark demon in a bottle shit. I know that's Agent Venom. And right on the side where that Bible is, there's a fucking handgun right on it. But they wouldn't dare put that on the fucking cover. This is fucking Flash Thompson contemplating his legless life, about to get all fucking boozed up because he's a goddamn alcoholic. Is he gonna do it, Joe?
Yes.
Is he? All right, I guess she read this one. I like it because the cover tells a story. It's a little busy for my taste.
Very busy. Very busy.
But it lets you know exactly what's going down in the issue.
And they gave him 3 pillows in that hotel room.
He's sitting on one of them because of his hemorrhoids. Number 7, Joe.
Number 7. My number 7 is Mike Zeck classic. Fucking, I don't know what he does. He paints, maybe watercolor. I don't know how he does this shit. But this shit I think looks great. The only one that he did that was better, it was a poster that they did where the Punisher standing in front of a bunch of armory. You know, he's got like cases of fucking guns and all kinds of shit behind him. But this one, for the cover, fucking great.
Not a lot going on in the background. I
But you
like
know
that.
what's going on. You know what's going on.
My number 7, I have The Spectacular Spider-Man 148 by old Sal Buscema, or Buscema, or Buscema, however the fuck you would like to say that.
Or
It is
Buckema.
a Basukma.
Mm.
This is a old Gary Conway joint, and very self-explanatory. Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy, and Ned Leeds all crawling out of their fucking graves, scalified.
You're a
It's
big
just
fan of that whole Inferno crossover shit, huh?
no. That's a striking cover, and it looks good. Not a whole lot of horror Spider-Man covers out there that's not Todd McFarlane. So when you can find one, put it on the list, Joe. And all these I should say that I actually own. All these comic books. And this one I have all signed. I have signed by Gary Conway. This is the one that I chose to. Does Joe not have a 6 either? Nope, there it is. Joe, number 6.
The Micronauts. This is some Pat Broderick art. There's a lot of good Micronaut cover art, but I didn't want to repeat the titles and just show you nothing but Micronaut covered art. But this is a good image of a Croyer. He's battling off his own demons, because that's what Nightmare does to you. A nightmare fills you with the shit that you're internally scared of, and it's usually yourself, because we're the monsters. We're the monsters, Tom.
And ethnics. Joe, my number 6 is another spooky Spider-Man cover. And I think this one is actually 311. Another Todd McFarlane cover, of course. Why wouldn't it be? Little stuff in the background. You got some smoke action going on. Not too much, could be fog. Smoke or fog action. And then you see I don't know if it's Spider-Man creeping up on Mysterio and then Mysterio recoiling. But now that I look at it, I think, their actions might be backwards. Maybe Spider-Man should be going, and Mysterio should be going,
I think Mysterio's about to do some magic on him. That's why he's got his hands like that. He's like, I love peanut butter sandwiches. And
But then why is Spider-Man going, I'm going to get you. I'm
And then-
creeping behind the corner, mate.
all of a sudden, the room's upside down, and Spider-Man thinks he's going crazy.
And he turns in to Wings Hauser, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking prick. Number 5.
This is I can't pronounce these the Italian last names. This is David Mazzucchelli, and this is it part of the Born Again?
Michelini.
I don't know, but I mean, shit's going crazy for Daredevil. He figures he has to join up with the Kingpin for a little while, and the Kingpin, well, here's a little test. I'm gonna send my boys after you, see if you can take them down. I just think this cover's badass. It's fucking great. It's part of the story too. It's not just, like a lot of the covers now, they're just poses. They'll get a painter or whatever, like, hey, make a pose for this. People don't give a fuck. They're either gonna buy it or they're not. We don't care. This is a great cover.
My number 5, look at that background, Joe. Look at all the fucking space that's filled up. This shit's great. It's the first time I seen this motherfucker. They were very smart. They released the poster and the comic book on the same day. So goddamn well I have this fucking framed up in a poster frame. It's fucking great. Agent Venom, so fucking good. So fucking good, Joe.
Asian Venom?
He's fucking, what's his name? Ned Leeds from the Spider-Man movies. He plays Asian Venom.
Okay.
And I like this one too because it doesn't have the big goofy tongue and all the bullshit coming out. I like my Venom with just the sharp smile of the teeth. I don't need the fucking goofy tongue and shit. Go a little too overboard for me, dog. But that's all right because we got a number 4 for you, Joe. And it's very topical.
At number 4, yes, Moon Knight. He just had a TV series that I haven't and maybe will never watch, but I thought this one was cool. This is Mike Catula, or whatever his name is. Uh,
Kunthra.
Almost all his covers are fucking outstanding, and I thought this one was cool. It has a bit of a horror element to it with the mummy there, and the dead they shall rise. Well composition, that circle in the background keeping everything in place, Tom. Good shit.
I like how the background isn't all mucked up with unnecessariness. It's nice.
Because he's in a dark room. You can only resurrect the dead in a dark room, Tom.
I didn't know that.
This is true.
Number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4. Another Gary Conway joint. I think this is the 11th Punisher anal. Obvious reasons this fucking cover is awesome. I didn't even fucking get Punisher at this time, but I seen this and I was like, I'd be a fucking idiot not to buy this fucking thing. And I also have this one signed by old Conway. And I'm sure he's like, why'd you bring me this? Because it has a pumpkin on it, you fuck.
The
That's
Punisher
why.
Halloween special.
Mm-hmm. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Burr, 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 burr. Number 3.
Number 3. Spider-Man painted, drawn, whatever, by Charles Vess. He did a number of Spider-Man covers, and this is my favorite one because the Hobgoblin, who is infinitely better than the Green Goblin, is kicking Spider-Man's ass. And he's probably going to rape him. I think what's going to happen there.
I hope he doesn't, because that would mean Spider-Man had broken anals.
He's going to have to do it quickly, though, because the building is on fire, because he also has pumpkin bombs.
Number 3, Joe. There was one more cover better with a pumpkin on it. And that's Ghost Rider 9. Look at that fucking shit, Joe. It's goddamn awesome.
The Jerklin Lantern.
Jacko! Loved her and hanging with Mr. Cooper. But what's better than a fucking flaming fucking pumpkin head? Fucking flaming pumpkin head and a flaming skull on it. If you don't think that's some cool imagery, I don't think you're some cool imagery, you fuck. And that's all I got to say about that. Just look at it. It's fucking awesome.
I hadn't seen this one before.
If you did, it probably would have made your list.
It probably. It's a good cover.
Shit. What are we on? Number...
Ghost Rider looking all scared.
Hell yeah, because he's dripping pumpkin muck on him. Number 2?
Number 2. Deathlock. This is the first time I'd ever read anything with Deathlock. It's like, hey, who is this cyborg dude that's always talking to a computer? He's about to shoot Captain America. Fucking good. Shoot him. Shoot his ass. Again, Mike Zeck. I think I've had Mike Zeck on my list already, but maybe not.
For Punisher.
Yeah, for Punisher. I just think this is a badass cover.
Do you have all these covers?
I do.
Good. Number 2. Number 2, no surprise. I bring this one up often. For my money, that's the best fucking Hulk image out there. Him just trudging through the fucking ocean, having a miserable goddamn day, being the fucking Hulk. A miserable piece of shit. Background's not too busy, but you know it's raining. Good stuff, Joe. Good stuff. And now we got number one. It all comes down to this, Joe. You ready?
My number one Marvel comic cover is Conan the Barbarian's king size special issue number one. Barry Windsor Smith, and this here is not even him at the top of his game, but it's like holy shit, the amount of detail he puts in this. Like there's look at the bottom, he's standing in water. You don't notice that right away, but then it's just fucking great, man. He's looking like he's ready to kill some more motherfuckers if you come at him. He's about to kill the reader. It's like if you dare turn this page.
And it's a very special issue.
It's an Academy Award issue.
Fuck.
Number one.
Yep. I'm a simple man, Joe. It shouldn't come as any surprise. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Amazing Spider-Man 316. Hell yeah! Don't trust anybody, you stupid son of a bitch. For my money, that's the look of Venom right there. Tongue in his fucking mouth, where it should be, anatomically correct. Evil grin with the teeth, about to murder the fuck out of Spider-Man. He just flipped the image. That's what he looked like in Mysterio's fucking fishbowl thing.
Now, are they like going backwards? Is that what that speed lines and shit is behind them?
It's like creep show lighting, Joe.
Oh, is that
where
what
it's supposed to
is?
go like, whoa! Yep, that's what it is. And they're on a broken box. They're about to have sex on a broken box.
I thought they were like emeralds or something.
No, it's a broken box.
Really sharp cabbages.
Really sharp. Nope. Well, that's